All right. My name is walkingeye. Today we're going to be running Legend of Oasis for the Sega Saturn. So let's just get started. I think we're behind schedule. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Legend of Oasis. What a great game. So this is a prequel to the Genesis game Beyond Oasis, which is a little bit more popular. And we got a little bit of goofy stuff here. So first, I don't have a shirt on. I don't really need a shirt. But I also have this golden armlet. This golden armlet's going to let me become the King of Spirits, which is good and something I want to be. In order to become the King of Spirits, I am going to have to go befriend all of the spirits. There's 6 of them in total. And these spirits function kind of like the items in a Zelda game, where as you collect spirits and unlock their abilities, you end up going and being able to unlock new areas and fight new enemies and get new items and go to new dungeons and such. But this game has quite a lot of sequence breaking. As you can see right away, we're jumping on a mouse's head to get over to a platform where we're supposed to kind of go around and grab it. The developers of this game, they figured out you can get on top of anything. They figured out how to get things on top of anything else, and I think they went a little overboard with it, because we will be doing a lot of standing on people's heads to get past. Here's another little sequence break right here. We're just going to take some damage from this fire. We're supposed to use the bow there. We don't have time to get the bow, though. We're speedrunners. We're just going to damage boost our way through and grab this health potion. Now, this health potion is going to be something that... Ooh, there's a weird little red guy there. This health potion is going to be something that's going to revive us automatically if we were to die. Now, that is, an important safety for a marathon run, but we will actually be using that in the run a little bit later on purpose. So here we go with the first boss. We don't want to see him move. He's not moving so far. He hit me, though. That's not good. Bad boss fight, but he's dead. He's not very difficult when he just stands there and takes it. So, that was the first dungeon. We have unlocked the first of 6 spirits. This is the water spirit. This spirit's name in the game is Dido. I know what you're thinking, walkingeye. That's impossible to remember. I'm never going to remember that. Well, thankfully, we've renamed all the spirits for you, so I'd like to welcome to the team legendary Baltimore filmmaker John Waters. Now, John Waters we got to summon John Waters here. So John Waters has the ability to shoot out bubbles. He's going to follow us around. I don't really have control over where he is exactly, but I do have control over when he shoots his bubbles. What's going to happen here is he's just going to be floaty, and he's always going to shoot in the direction that I am facing, but from wherever his position is. So a lot of this game is kind of positioning your spirits such that they shoot and do their things where you want them to. So right there, I was able to get him to shoot that little fire pillar, and we are able to escape the dungeon. So the game does look pretty good. The big problem with the visual appearance of the game is that they don't know how perspective works. They don't know how isometric works. When you do an isometric game, you're supposed to put things at an angle so you can do things like see where things are, figure out what are stairs and what are not, and see the relative heights of everything. And you can't really do that in this game, so it's a little bit confusing. When I first played through it, I didn't struggle on like the puzzles of the game. I struggled on things like finding where the door was because I couldn't see it. But now that I've played it a couple of times, and I have played it a couple of times, I know where everything is, so don't worry. This is not a blind playthrough. Running through, so somebody asked, is this the Prince of Persia? No, but it is kind of Arabian themed. In Europe, the game is known as The Story of Thor 2. So it's also kind of Nordic themed, and we're going to see a couple of other cultures in here throughout the run. It's kind of all over the place, but we need these bananas from this bush. Everybody knows bananas grow in bushes. In order to refill our magic, just having the spirits out is going to slowly drain our magic, let alone using their abilities. So we want to keep magic, and we don't want to have to keep resummoning them. And we're going to hope for a spider to fall down right to our left. That is not where we want the spider to fall down. So instead, we're just going to freeze these little water trees, make them ice trees. Grab the rod. The rod is the next weapon that we're going to find in this game. The rod is just kind of a blunt weapon. It does decent damage, but it also serves as a progressive weapon. It's going to allow us to break some things that we can't break with the sword. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that on our way through the fire dungeon. Now in the fire dungeon, you might imagine the water spirit's pretty useful. Gotta kill some skellies here. Oh, I didn't kill 2 of them. Man, I'm bad at that. Alright, so we killed the 3 skellies. We can keep going through now. Ooh, lots of jumping. You can see that giant skeleton there. They didn't bother, like, scaling it up or making it not pixely. They just kind of made it giant and pixely. That is a theme throughout this game. When they want a big enemy, they just take an existing enemy and make it better. Why does John Waters look like a woman streamer? John Waters can look however he damn well pleases. John Waters once famously said, have faith in your own bad taste. So don't criticize John or any of the spirits today. It will not get you very far. So we're just going to come over and grab these key as we go through. So a lot of these dungeons will have keys that we have to collect. One nice thing about the keys is they're not specific to the dungeon itself. So if we are able to somehow find a key and then not spend it as the game intends us to, that would be very, very good for us in our sequence breaking quest. And that's a hint as to what's going to happen a little later on, although not in this dungeon. Alright, so we've made it to the first boss. Alright, not the first boss. This is the second boss. This is the first boss of this dungeon. This dungeon was a little bit longer, a little bit more involved. Not so much on the puzzles, but it's alright. As we go on, the dungeons are going to get more involved and more puzzly. But we're just going to fight Ogre Tank. We're going to give him the triple flip. He can't really stop us. He's not very good. Alright, Ogre Tank's dead. Next spirit is going to be the fire spirit. Any guesses on name? His real name is Ifrit, or Ifrit. That's not a hint. That's just a fact. Well, I would like to welcome to the team, pitching for the Oakland Athletics, starting off the season with a 2-2 record, Mike Fires. That's right. Welcome Mike Fires to the team. All right, so we got Mike now. Mike is just as floaty as John was, but Mike is a little bit more in the wandering department. Thankfully, Mike has a move that we can use on him. Ooh, I made that jump. That jump's not easy. Mike has a move that we can use to turn into a fireball and dash in a specific direction. So we're going to use that to kind of manipulate where Mike goes. And if we get too far away, he'll teleport to us. So we can teleport to him there and then dash him through these trees, give it a fire breath to finish the trees off. Now we can go through. The alternative to that is actually using the rod to break those trees individually. That sounds slow, and in fact it is slow. So we don't have time for that. Now we're going to escape the dungeon. Wow, that spider just hit me. There's a big guy. I like that he throws big bombs too. Like they also scaled up the bombs. That was good. We're out of the dungeon. This guy's name is Chucky. That's in the game. I didn't rename that guy actually. I've renamed a lot of things in this game, but that guy's name in the game is Chucky. He wants us to go back to the town. He wants us to go do some story related things. We don't have time for that. We're gonna go right to the next dungeon. This is going to be the Forest of Earth we're going to. We're going to go unlock the Spirit of Earth. It's the plant spirit. I'll let you guys think about what that spirit might be named. In-game it's Bawu, but we're not going to call him Bawu. You can't remember that. You can remember stuff like Mike Fires and John Waters, but not Bawu. Alright, so we're going to run through this ankle-deep river. Running with the current makes us go faster. I don't really know why it's only ankle-deep, but that's okay. And we're just going to head through. This is the first dungeon that's really involved as far as puzzles. And in fact, we're going to kind of abuse the key thing that I mentioned earlier. So we're in here. We got all these grandmas. They're floating around. Mike's just kind of wander around and punch them whenever he feels like, which is good and bad. It's bad because he uses up my magic, and I don't want him to. All right. Light that torch, buddy. Alright, there we go. He lit the torch. We've got 2 torches to light. And then we're going to say goodbye to Mike. Mike is going to be actively harmful to us coming up because we're going to want to use this health potion of ours to intentionally die. Nice little spring plant there for us to jump on. Those will be important later. And we're just going to run through these zombies here. If we stick to the right wall, we should be able to get through without problem. And fall down this hole. Give it a little Tarzan yell. There's no game sound? There's game sound. There's no game music. This game does a terrible job of Oh, it's a little low in game. I can turn that up, maybe. Alright, so we found the key. Man, that's sad. There's some really good sounds in this game. Alright, so we get that key. We're able to go through after beating the mini-boss. I don't know when I'm going to be able to turn it up. I'll figure it out. What we've unlocked here is we've unlocked kind of a way to empower our weapons. Jeez, get out of here, bat. So we have the Rod of Purification. What this is going to do is it's going to give us a little bit of a power up to our rod, and it lets us shoot these little holy balls out that turn plants into spring plants, and then we're going to jump on them and escape. Now, we only have 3 uses per scroll that we pick up. We're only picking up 1 scroll for that because we don't need any more. But we're going to have to save our 3rd use here. That 3rd use is going to be very important later. We cannot attack with our weapon or switch weapons until we use that. Otherwise, we'll just lose it early. So we'll unlock that bridge. There's a little shortcut back for a little bit later. There's a key hidden in this boulder. This is the key that we're not going to spend like the game wants us to. This is the key that we're going to use in a later dungeon. So instead... Ooh, I fell. I didn't mean to fall. We're going to take this boulder here and push it kind of halfway off, and then crouch underneath it, and now everything is normal. The main character here has a very strong neck. Uh-oh. There we go. So, just get that off of our heads. It's okay that we're taking damage. We're going to take a lot of damage. We're going to die, in fact. We're just going to push this boulder into the corner. Sound is fine. Don't touch anything. Thank you, Preves. I'm going to keep it just right there. So now we're just going to do this, and the killing blow will kind of send us flying right here. Oh, there we are. We're up on this ledge, and this health potion revives us, and we are not supposed to be here. We were supposed to have spent this key, but this is great. So, we've got our Holy Spirit, our Holy Rod purification ball thing. We're going to spend that right now. This is just kind of, we're going the opposite way of where we're supposed to be at this point. So we're just going to turn on the spring plant so we can escape the dungeon a little bit later on. And now we're going to head further into the dungeon. There's not too much of this dungeon left. But yeah, this game, if you're looking to run a Saturn game and you're thinking to yourself, man, I really want to speedrun a Sega Saturn game because I have the Sega Saturn for some reason, and also I really want to ruin my left thumb, this is the game for you. Oh, I fell down. Didn't mean to fall down. Alright, we're going to have to do some backup strats here. Because when you see me running in this game, I have to double tap a direction. And double tapping a direction is really bad for your thumb. So you get to make this cool clicking sound all the time, and yeah, so I wouldn't recommend it. But other than that, this is great. So we're still gonna do. I'm still gonna make one more attempt at this jump I was supposed to do a minute ago. The ghost kind of messed me up. Give another Tarzan yo. So we do need to grab one more key in this dungeon. We can kind of control ourselves in the air while jumping, so we're gonna get right to the edge here and then do a little banana jump over to this part. We can kind of fall down here if we need to, but that was the fast way of doing things, even though it was the slow way. Ooh, I fell again. These jumps, man, they're not hitting for me today. All right, we'll go one more time. Wrong way running. You said it. So this is going to be the plant spirit that we end up unlocking here. If anybody wants to take a guess at the name, I did see one guess that was pretty accurate, pretty good name. All right, if this doesn't work, we're going to do the real way. This game plays well on an arcade stick. You know, I've never tried it with an arcade stick. Maybe I should do that and give my thumb kind of a break here. All right, we did that jump that time. And if you look at that yellow crystal right there, that's going to be important for a little bit later, so just remember that. And by a little bit later, I mean like way later in the run. We're going to switch to the dagger here now. Dagger is going to be our weapon of choice for the boss. We're going to go right to the boss now. There is another item in this dungeon. It's the heavy sword. We're going to need the heavy sword in order to empower it much later in the game, but we are going to grab that on our way out. GGGG. Baby. Shout out to Girls' Generation. Alright, so now we're just doing the same thing, the triple flip, and Mike's going to give him a little bit of a fireball this time too. And finish him off, please. Thank you, Mike. And that's it for Mike. That's it for this plant spirit thing. The current streamer is not Drumbordus, although Drumbordus had a great run. You should definitely give him a follow. But also, that's definitely not me. So that's it. We've unlocked the plant spirit. I'd like to welcome the team, legendary singer, songwriter, vocalist, lyricist Robert Plant. So we got Robert Plant now. I did see somebody guess that. I didn't want to give it away, but thank you to whoever guessed the Robert Plant thing. So we're out of here. I don't know how that guy got in this place. But regardless, we're going to go pick up that heavy sword that I was talking about. Ooh, the grandma wants to get in my way. Get out of here, grandma. There's another grandma. All right, that's okay. Hey, I made that jump. That jump's really bad if you miss it. All right, and so we're going to use the spring plant that we kind of needed to escape earlier, and we talked about the culture from this. It kind of, you know, a little bit of... Let's throw a little bit of Egyptian in there now. So we got an Egyptian lich. His name is Dark Will, full name Darkness Willard. He tells us that there's something going on at the town, and you should really go to the town now. This game has really been pushing us towards the town for a while, and we have not been listening at all. We've been too busy, but unfortunately there are story triggers that we have to deal with, and we are going to deal with them now. So we're going to need to come to the village and see what all the commotion is. And in the middle of the village, we're going to find a girl lying down in the middle of town. She's got dark hair. Nobody knows who she is. We talked to this guy. It turns out she just kind of appeared. She's got dark hair. Everybody in the town is racist against dark-haired people. So they don't want to help her because they're concerned it's of ill omen. But we're going to help her. We don't mind. So we're going to bring our water spirit healing over here and give her some magic healing powers as we stand near the door so we can exit immediately. She tells us she is under the control of the big bad guy, Agito, he's got the silver version of the arm. I got the gold one, he's got the silver one. He's a big evil guy. And now we should help her and the other evil people. So I say, okay, I go report that back to the village elder, and now I got to go back to Myra one more time. Myra's going to give us kind of the MacGuffin here. There are 3 cubes, and we found the red cube, so that's good. The red cube is found. There's going to be 2 more that we have to find. She hid them somewhere, but she doesn't know where, which is not very helpful to us, but thankfully they're always in the same place, so we do know where they are. And now that we have that red cube, we can head over to the next shrine. The next shrine is going to be the Shrine of Sound. If anybody wants to start thinking about names. The Sound Spirit. Yeah, well, I mean, like, she was sleeping pretty soundly. You gotta stand on her face in order to wake her up. Alright, so the Sound Shrine is underground here. We're gonna grab Mike real quick off of this torch. We're supposed to get Robert Plant here to eat this, and there's like a big cutscene, but we just kind of push it out of the way. It's much faster. Hey, dirtbag. This giant wants the cube, but we're gonna kill him. And then hopefully... No, I can never get that. Cube is the new orb. I don't think this game is ever going to be quite as successful as Super Mario World, but we'll see. So the theme kind of this dungeon is buttons or switches in a set of 3. And so we need to hit 3 buttons or switches, basically, for every puzzle in this dungeon. I can sometimes make that jump. Not today, though. So we'll just sit here. We'll get on this platform eventually. Whee! So how's everybody doing? You know, when I was submitting this game, this is Retrothon, which is fantastic, by the way. I'm having a lot of fun watching it, as well as playing in it. But when I was submitting for this game, they had like, oh, this is only for retro consoles, and make sure you're submitting for a retro console. And so I was submitting, and then they had like a drop down of all the valid retro consoles, and there was no Sega Saturn entry. That's how sad it was. They were just like, nobody's going to submit a Saturn game. Nobody's that dumb. But here I am with my crappy Sega Saturn game, and we're having a lot of fun running The Legend of Oasis. So, you notice I picked up a magic potion there. Magic potion's similar to the health potion, except when my magic runs out, it'll fill it to full. We're going to kind of make use of that later. Here's another big puzzle here that we're skipping entirely. We're just going to kite this mouse friend over. Ow. and use him to jump up and grab this key. You're supposed to get like the purification rod and the plant spirit and the water spirit, and there's like a whole thing there. But we don't have time for that. We're going to light this torch instead using Mike, which we grabbed a very long time ago at this point. But it was the most convenient place to grab Mike. So, 2 more torches to light before we can get into the next area. There they are. Oh. We got to kill all of these nerds now, which can be made a little bit easier if we can grab John over here. Believe it or not, Water Spirit, very good at killing fire-based nerds. And we're going to turn those 2 switches off. Here you go, I'll just run into that. That's fine. Is there another one somewhere? Did I miss one? Oh, there he is. I did miss one. Well, that was exciting. So we've killed all the nerds. We got through. We hit the 2 switches. Everything's going well for us. It is. It's a pretty game for a Saturn game. The Saturn was the ultimate 2D system in the era of 3D games. So it kind of missed the boat there. Because the PlayStation could actually do 3D, and the Saturn was kind of stuck in the past. So wasn't very successful, but this is one of the better games for it. We're going to kind of do a physics puzzle here. You can see these stone pillars. We're going to need to break some of these stone pillars. Oh my god! We're supposed to kill everybody in this area, but instead we're going to kind of try to manipulate this ball to do some of the work for us. Uh-oh. No, don't go backwards! Yeah, alright, well he's going backwards now. I'm gonna die to this stupid thing. So we're trying to manipulate this ball. Alright, let's go kill this guy. See, look, he can get on top of pillars too. Yeah, right in there. Yeah. Kill these things. There we go. Alright, we're through. So isn't that a fun puzzle? It's such a great puzzle. Alright, so we did that. Now this room is completely optional. A lot of these chests are not real chests. We have an invincibility pepper, though, to make us invincible. When we are invincible, these mimics don't actually attack us for some reason. Alright, so we're going to grab this elixir. That elixir is going to give us kind of, when we die, we'll refill both our health and magic. So a little bit strictly better than a health potion. It also filled our magic up because we had that magic potion in our inventory. The music for this game is actually pretty good, too. In addition to being like a very visually decent game, the music's good. Unfortunately, they had a problem with the music. And, yeah, give me some health. Alright, I got a rank there, that's fine. Sequence break! I missed it. I've been missing that lately. Let's go back here, shoot the bubble, run and jump. There we go. Alright, so we got through there. We're supposed to use bombs to get through there, but we don't have bombs yet. There we go. Would you come over here, please? And we're going to do some more physics puzzling by getting these spike balls through. Alright, perfect. We got one through. I'll take it. I'll take the one. And we need to break one of these pillars open that has a key in it. Oh, that's bad. And we're going to try to not die to the spikes along the way. And who knows how successful that will be. Alright, this one's good. This one's good. Alright, hit that thing once. Alright, we need to hit that same pillar 2 more times. Alright, he's in there. This is the last one of these we're going to have to do. Was the Saturn really the ultimate 2D console when the Neo Geo existed? You know, Saturn had a little bit more. I don't know. I'm a little bit more partial to the Saturn, obviously, but. All right, let me just hit myself a bunch. That's very productive. These spike balls are not being cooperative today. Oh, that one's going in. All right, we won't hit that one then. Oh, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. Ah, crap. I blocked it with my body. No, you go that way. Alright, there we go. It's broken. Perfect. We can get the key now and move on with our lives. Like I said, we weren't supposed to be there yet, but it does make for better routing. Yeah, I'm only 3 minutes behind. Ah. So it does make for easier routing throughout this dungeon to grab that first, and then get the bombs a little bit later. So we are going to pause a little bit here, get some health. Get a little rank, and then we're going to push that boulder onto that button. There are 2 more buttons that we're going to need to do that to in order to actually unlock bombs. That guy's in my way. And so we're doing just that. How's everybody doing? Everything all right? Nice iron ball pushing stream. That's good. That's good. All right, so we're going to go get the third one. There's these weird jellyfish looking things. These are actually dangerous enemies. They will zap you to death very, very quickly, especially if you're at low health. I can talk a little bit about the ranking system in this game. So you might have seen a couple of times it says, like, rank up when I heal up to full. Ranks are the levels in this game, but it's really more of a handicap system. Every time you heal 100 points and heal to full, you'll get a rank. And all that does is increase your max health. So it makes it a little bit easier if you're taking a little bit more damage. I'm going to finish this run at about rank 12, maybe 14 if I'm playing poorly, maybe, 10 if I'm playing well. Do a little bomb jump there, and then now we got robots. Robots are good. Robots fit the theme of this game, which is, we don't know what the theme of this game is. So we're going to get Robert Plant out there. Robert Plant's going to eat that iron ball. He's a hungry fellow. Our next empowered weapon is the flame sword. This is completely useless in most contexts. It's useful here in breaking these trees, but honestly, there's going to be a third scroll there, and we're not even going to pick it up because it's pretty useless to us. If we don't pick it up, for whatever reason, there's a bunch of zombies that don't spawn, so we're just going to leave it down there as we go through trying to unpress all of these buttons. We did that. We're able to go through here and then throw a bomb over this thing. That releases an electric spark, which will eventually hit an electric switch, just like that one. The robot hit that one for us. The third one is over here, which we can just hit a switch and be on. And now we just wait for that little electric ball to get there. So Robert Plant, he's really good at eating things. He doesn't really see a lot more use, though, throughout this run. He'll make a brief appearance every now and then, but he doesn't do kind of the floaty thing that the rest of the spirits do, and most of the rest of the spirits do, like Mike Fires or John Waters or some of the later ones. I don't want to give away the names yet. You can see I kind of do a little bomb step there. Instead, he's just kind of rooted in the ground, and you can call him to you, and then he'll dig his way underground and tunnel his way to you. So we have bombs, and you can see already I've done some sequence breaking things, some speed up things with the bombs. Alright, good. That guy's dead. This guy's planting bombs around him so that if he dies, I die too. Look at those 3 bombs stacked up. He was trying to kill me. Alright, well, we killed him. We're good. We got 8 bombs. We want to come out of here with a full stack of 10 bombs. We are going to need pretty much all of them, but we're gonna have one more chance to kind of refill. There's another little arena in here where you're supposed to kill a bunch of plants and bushes, and you're supposed to use the fire sword and the fire spirit in combination. We're going to bomb jump right past that. And we're going to head over to the boss. Now there's one final puzzle for the dungeon, which is to hit these switches in a particular order. The game does tell you there's various obelisks that will tell you what order to hit them in. I already know the order, so we're just going to hit them. This is one of the hardest bosses in the game. This is Tim Tim. Tim Tim can either go good or bad or terrible. If it's a good Tim Tim, it means you will never see him turn into a sand tornado. If it's a bad Tim Tim, you will see the sand tornado. Oh no! Alright, so he got out of there. You can't really stun lock him. You can sort of stun lock him, but as his health gets lower, he gets quicker and quicker. Yeah, no. We're going to get a tornado pretty soon. Ooh, still no tornado for us. No, he got away from me. All right, there's the tornado. All right, so not a great one. Yo, we get a rated 20. Thanks for the raid. How many people are watching right now? Is it like 17, 18? That's pretty good. All right, more of this. No! See, he's quick. He's quick. Tim's tough. He's not tough like, I'm not going to die to him, but like, he jumps around a lot. Oh, we got 2 tornadoes. This is a bad Tim. It's a bad Tim. I don't know what Tim actually is. He's like a bug thing in the sand. He turns into sand tornadoes sometimes. Oh, there he goes. All right, that's the end of Tim. He's going to explode now. He is creepy looking. He's not the creepiest looking boss, I can tell you that. All right, we're going to unlock the Spirit of Sound now. In-game, the Spirit of Sound is known as Brass. Any guesses? Any guesses? I'd like to welcome to the team legendary composer, Steven Soundheim. Now, Steven is the Spirit of Sound and Metal. He is going to have this AoE damaging attack, which is really, really busted, and we're going to see that a little bit later in the run. I don't know what that guy wanted, actually. He might want us to go back to the town again. We're not going to go back to the town for a while. Gonna grab this bomb, gonna grab this elixir quick, and we're out of here. So Steven Soundheim's going to have the ability to break these crystals. And so we're going to go back to the Forest Shrine, where there was a big yellow crystal for us to break. And that is going to be where the next shrine is. The Shrine of Darkness. But on our way over, we're going to actually grab the next cube, the blue cube. So the blue cube is currently not found. We would like it to be found. And we're going to make use of that little bridge shortcut that we made a little bit earlier in the run here. Jump right over that hole. Now, in order to get this cube, you were supposed to come back here after you have all 6 spirits, and then use the 6th spirit, the Spirit of Air, to get across here. But we're just going to kind of fling ourselves after an explosion. And first try every time, never missed it. And get the blue cube. Blue cube is found. It's impossible to run on stairs because you like change directions or you change elevations, which the game doesn't like. And all right, so we're back down here. We just have to escape from here. Yet again, we don't need to conserve our last rod of purification this time, though. Come on, man! Leon running is very difficult. But we're making do. We're making do. This is another shortcut that we had unlocked earlier, so we don't have to do the grandma death abuse thing again as we make our way over to the Shrine of Darkness. Was that the Kool-Aid Man? No, that wasn't the Kool-Aid Man. That was Red Demon. He's another one of the bad guys, just like Darkness Willard and Myra. Except he's more modeled after like a Saturday morning cartoon thing. I don't really know what his deal is. Oh, I should get a cube emote. That would be good. Alright, so we're in the Shrine of Darkness. We're going to grab a power-up item. We found a diamond, a gem of sound. This is going to level up our sound spirit. There's a corresponding stone of some kind for each of the spirits. The only one worth leveling up, though, is Brass. Steven Soundheim. This is another very important skip, which I get first try every time, just like you can see there. We are not supposed to have done that, obviously. But it's going to let us get to this Scroll of the Earth Sword without spending a key. And in fact, we're going to run right through a door the wrong way without actually opening it with our key. This is the second key out of 2. So this is the final key. So that key right there is the second out of 2 keys that we will be picking up but not spending in the appropriate dungeon. So we're going to save those for way later on for the final dungeon in order to do some very serious sequence breaking. This is the part now where we needed the heavy sword. This is the only part really, because the heavy sword, when empowered with the green sword, will let us break those stone pillars, so we never have to worry about the spike ball puzzles again. Even though the game does present us with spike ball puzzles a little bit later on. So we're just going to kind of make our way through this dungeon. This dungeon is, again, progressively more complicated and more puzzly than the rest of them. Steve is just going to wipe those nerds out with the his AoE attack there. And you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. We're going to go for the fancy jump here. This is a very high... No, I missed it. All right, well, we gave it a try. It's a very high bomb jump. You have to time it right. You have to time it blind. But we can also just come over to the right there and do a little bit of a bomb step. There's a lot of keys in this dungeon that you need, and not all of them are sequential. They're like, it's not like you get one key and you go through a door. You get a key, you go through a door. It's very much like you can get like 3 keys and then you go through 3 doors. We're going to pick up an upgrade to our knife. This is the level 2 knife. It's the battle knife. Very fancy. We pick it up for damage. It's not necessary for the run at all. And we're coming over here. In addition to using Mike to light torches, we can also just throw bombs at them. They're very sturdy. And here's golden. If we had the level 1 knife, that would have taken us 4 spins instead of just the 1. And push that button. And we're through. Ready to die? Bring it on. I am ready to die. But not today. I will not pay for that, despite what he says. Oh no, I missed. That's okay. Not a big deal. We have plenty of Earth Scroll uses for us. We are going to save this one, though, for a little bit later on. It wants us to switch weapons at some point coming up here in order to reset the Earth Sword. But we are going to keep that instead. We're going to kind of work our way around that so that we can skip a puzzle later on where it wants us to get the Earth Sword power again. We're going to come up here. Lots of bomb stepping in this run. We got 4 bombs left. I think we only need 2 more until we get a refill. Yeah, bomb stepping is very, very used in this game. All right, so we got Mike. We do another bomb step to skip some more puzzles. And Mike is going to be kind enough to get rid of these trees for us. It wants us to switch to the rod, which is not something we're interested in doing. And then now we have this green sword for the track switches, which is great. So we're coming up kind of on the end of this dungeon. So we're going to be getting Shade, the Spirit of Darkness, if anybody has any name guesses. We had some pretty good guesses earlier. Somebody actually got Robert Plant. Although Robert Plant, I feel, is one of the more obvious ones. It's not the most obvious one. The most obvious one is the last one. We'll let you think about that one a little later. Bomb step up there. If you get lucky, you can jump on the zombies' heads and get over there. Yeah, everything has a name. If you damage yourself with a bomb, it'll even say Player 1 instead of even Leon, which is his name. I'm pretty sure it's Leon. All right, another robot puzzle. We got to hit the robot this time. And we're going to switch to the rod. Rod's going to be the weapon of choice for the next boss. We're going to summon Steven Sondheim over here and pick up that last key. The music in this game is pretty good. The problem with the music is they forgot to loop the music, so once it runs out of music, it's just done. Everybody knows electricity. These little electric balls are weak to sound, so we're just going to use Steven to kind of weaken them or disable them as we go to the last area. All right, well, we're going to use all our bombs. See, plenty of bombs. It is important to make your bomb jumps because, as you can see, bomb count pretty tight. All right, we're going to try to grab the water spirit real quick here before heading into the boss. And we were able to. And now we're just going to kind of wait. So this is Ghost Egg. It's kind of creepy. And what we're going to do is we're going to intentionally take some damage here. Now we can't really... These ghosts are just going to kind of dissolve themselves into the Ghost Egg. Come on, a little bit more. And there's nothing we can do to speed that up. So all we can do here is wait. We could modify the timer to make it go longer by damaging this thing, but that seems bad in a speedrun. So we're not going to do that. Instead, we'll just take damage and we're going to use the water spirit to heal us to get just extra health. There's no reason not to have the extra health, and we didn't quite get there. But that's all right. We don't need the magic. We don't need a spirit. And this should be over shortly. But yeah, the reason I started playing this game, when I was a kid, the original game in this series, Beyond Oasis, was for the Genesis, and it was my absolute favorite game as a kid. There were only 4 spirits, and it was a Genesis game, but I loved that game. Oh, here we go. Screamer's coming out now. And I always wanted to play the sequel, or the prequel, as the case may be. Now, but I didn't have a Saturn because nobody had a Saturn because the Saturn was not good. How? We gotta hit this guy 4 times. It's a little difficult to hit his tail. But now that I'm an adult, it turns out I can have as many Saturns as I want, which is 2, apparently. My wife doesn't understand, and frankly, neither do I. But, oh, that's it. Nope, it was too high. See, there's that perspective that I'm talking about. There we go, there's the 4th hit. Alright, Screamer's dead, in the ground. We got a very long explosion sequence. We have a small chance of a soft lock here. I probably should have saved just in case there is a soft lock, but I'm pretty confident that door's going to open. Yeah, we're good. I really should have saved there, though. That would have been really bad. And we're going to unlock, best known for her role as Dr. Claire Huxtable, Felicia Rashad. Now, Felicia is a unique spirit in how she follows us around. She's just going to kind of act as our shadow. And so you can kind of see I have a shadow now. She also has this claw attack, which is great. We can use it to kill these thorny things. And we are going to have to head back to the town now for a little bit of plot. So underneath each one of those alien-looking plant things, they're called thorns, is a portal. Those portals go to various places in the world, just a little bit of fast travel for us. So we're going to make use of that to get back to the town quickly. We find that Orden, our adoptive father, and the village elder is dead. So we'll bring him a little bit back to life here. Not too much back to life. We don't want him actually living. We want a sword that he gives us as he's dying. This is the level 2 heavy sword. This is what's going to let us get into the final dungeon. As we come into these people's house. They have a lot of bombs, and so we'll take the bomb refill. As well as magic refill. We need the magic refill because using Felicia, her claw attack, which we are going to have to use a lot of, is actually pretty magic intensive. So we come back into the end of the Shadow Shrine, Darkness Shrine thing, and we're going to make our way to the final shrine. Unlock the Spirit of Air. I'll let you guys think about that name. Test Zero has 0 Saturns. That's tragic, man. You should work on that. Everybody needs multiple Saturns. How else would you run this game? Again, we're presented with a whole bunch of puzzles. Not interested. Bomb jump right over. And we will just claw attack our way right through here. More uses for Felicia. No way for me to pull that switch myself. Definitely not. And a little bit more bomb stepping. And there we go. All sorts of puzzles that we're skipping here. We don't have time for them. I don't know if they just like never thought about standing on the bombs or just never cared or what, but it is definitely something that makes this game a whole lot easier. If we were to fall right now, we would actually drop down to the area below and have to climb back up. But thankfully we have Felicia with us who would pick us up as long as we have her summoned. So one of our other abilities is to see hidden chests, but we know where the hidden chests are, so we can get that elixir and refill all of our resources quickly. Grabbing the Earth Sword. We are going to need this Earth Sword in order to get into this dungeon. If I can make this jump. My sword does have the necessary power. Thank you. Bam. We're in. Alright, Arrow is the Spirit of Air, and we're going to go and get her next. So be thinking about those names. This is kind of a long dungeon. We are above the rest of the world right now. So if we were to fall at any point without Felicia to save us, that would be very, very bad for the run. So we're going to come right through here. 3 ghosts. They did not spawn in favorable places for us today, but that's okay. We killed them anyway. And I don't really know what you're supposed to do in this room, but we're going to run right the heck past it. This is one of the weirdest places. Like, we're supposed to light that torch. You got to really stand at the edge in order to get that. It took me a long time to figure out exactly where everything was located relative to everything else there. But we got through. We got to hit 3 switches now, kind of similar to the Shrine of Sound. But this is the only instance of such things, so we'll go through here. I'm not really sure what we're standing above right now. Little, like, claws or something, or spikes, or I'm not really sure. Man, see, Drake got that one. Shout outs to Drake, man. I guess the Air Spirit one is much easier. I thought the Air Spirit was going to be a little bit more. Oh, Ric Flair's a good guess though. But no, somebody got Errol Flynn. That's right. But let's. Man, you are on top of things. So that's two. That's the most correctly guessed I've ever had in a marathon run. Is two correct spirit name guesses. Light this torch. And this is kind of the first part where we'll start to see, we're not going to spend our extra keys here, but you will see that it does save us a little bit of time. It'll let us we'll spend this key right here, which is going to save us a little bit of time. We don't want to go all the way into this room because enemies will spawn and they're ghosts and they chase us all around. But pull that switch and now we'll go get the key that we're supposed to actually use to get in there. We're going to stand on the left side of this platform so we can jump here a little bit early. And long distance claw attack to get in here. Now this is the part of the game where we're gonna be able to unlock the level 2 bow, but we really don't want the level 2 bow. The level 2 bow is in that red chest there. No. All right, we made it. Everything's cool. We got the early cycle on that. The level 2 bow is supposed to be used for this dungeon. Again, we skipped a lot of parts where the bow would be necessary, but we have a way around needing the bow at all, so we're just going to completely skip it to save the menuing, small amount of menuing time. Alright, so there's the 3 switches. This is my next split coming up here, so I'm only behind by like 3.5 minutes. Everything's fine. Yeah, everything's good. So we got the heavy sword out. We're going to turn it into the green sword yet again. This is going to be used way later on, so we're going to grab it and then just not attack anything. Avoid all these nerds. There's a rock switch there. We don't care about it. Yeah. Jump right over. Everything's good. Get these nerds out of our way. All right, we're through. Man, Errol Flynn is an old movie star. I don't understand how everybody's heard of him. I guess everybody's heard in like Flynn rather. Alright, we're going to get a little bit of magic refill. Now, this is the point where we're supposed to, get the bow and use the bow and infuse it with the power of darkness in order to shoot this thing at a high angle, but instead, we're just going to jump and kill it like that. Jeez, I was missing for a little while. We're going to save, just for safety. Save. This game does use save points, so there's no, I can't save wherever I want. Panzer Dragoon 1 and 2 is Bay. That was, well, if we're talking about Saturn games. Panzer Dragoon is quite the game. So, a little bit more sequence breaking here. Again, we're supposed to have the bow. I guess it's not sequence breaking. It's more just, avoiding having the bow. This is a bit of a tight jump. First try every time. I know that jump doesn't look that difficult, but it is. I promise. And I don't get it first try very often, but that's okay. Alright, we're through. Alright, we're going to have to go through another part where we want to damage boost through some flames. There's a whole robot puzzle coming up here. We are not interested in the robot puzzle. We are interested in going fast. We would like to not die, ideally, and we didn't. Excellent work, me. We'll get John Waters over here. John Waters does actually have some offensive capabilities, and he's going to show them off for you right now. Turns him into a tornado and easily dispatches these gargoyle things. We will take the full heal of resources here because I have died in here. Panzer Dragoon, another great Saturn game. Ow. That did a lot of damage. So this is the room just before the boss now. We have to break a bunch of pillars, these really big dark pillars with our Earth Sword. In order to get the Earth Sword in this room properly, you need to do a bunch of things, and we will actually get it. Did I miss that? I missed that. I'm going to throw a bomb on that thing. There we go. But because we came in here early with the Earth Sword, we're going to be able to go a little bit faster than we're supposed to here. And we'll get full resources just in case. And then we'll be able to pick up the Earth Sword kind of at the end of this, and then we're going to be able to use the Earth Sword for the boss, which is really the only use of the green sword in the game. And pick that up, a little bit of lag. Grab that. We've refilled. We've got 6 shots now with this. The next boss is this like rock eagle thing. It is very scary looking, very impressive looking and everything. If he actually manages to get into his full damagey form, which hopefully he will not. So we come in here, and it's Myra. This is the dark-haired girl from the village. She's now in her evil lady outfit. And she says, oh, we're going to kill you. Here's Warhead. And before Warhead can collect all of his rocks and do all of his power stuff, we are going to break open, revealing this soft membrane, and then just Steven Soundheim is just going to go to town here. And you can see the health dropping. If Steven is fully leveled up, which he is not because we are playing any percent, not 100%, this is over in like 3 seconds, but we're going to take a little bit longer. And there we go. And that's the end of that. All right, so we're going to welcome to the team. Well, first we got to wait for the boss to give us the Wario laugh. Yeah, he's actually Wario. We're going to get the 6th and final spirit, Errol. So, shout-outs to Errol Flynn. We are in like Flynn. Errol is the spirit of air. She's going to be floating kind of behind us. She has exactly one required use in this game. I would love to figure out a way around it. And then I can just skip this entire dungeon. But unfortunately, right now, we do need Errol. So, I told you a little bit earlier that if we fell down, we'd do the little Tarzan yell, we would be in the world below. Now you know that I was not lying. There's Grandma in my way. We are back in the Valley of the Dead. We're just going to kind of bomb jump. We're going to make our way to the final dungeon. There's nothing else for us to do here in the overworld or anywhere else. So the final dungeon is located inside the water shrine. So we'll use our little shortcut, the shadow shrine spirit shortcut thing, to get to the end of the water shrine more quickly than we could otherwise. We are going in with our elixir. This is excellent news. We are going in with full resources. We don't have full bombs. We don't need full bombs. We'll get full bombs really shortly after entering the dungeon. But we still have those 2 extra keys. These 2 extra keys are going to be... We only have 1 dungeon left, so we better spend them. There are very elaborate puzzles and battle sequences, 2, in fact, that we will be skipping. So here we are at the end of the water shrine. Bomb step up there, and we find ourselves that. This is going to be the first time we summon Arrow. Come on. There's just air spitting out of the ground, thankfully, I guess. We're going to use a move that she has called Fluffy Ride. This is the move's name in-game. I didn't make that up. That's what they call it, Fluffy Ride. So we'll grab this hidden elixir. And come on over into here. So this is the Mystic Room. This is the final dungeon of the game. We're going to kind of fall down at a specific spot here. And we did make it onto this little bridge. It just saves us a little bit of time. Pick up the bomb refill. This is the one part where Arrow's going to be useful, is lighting that electric switch. That's it. That's all we need her for the whole game. And then we'll eat this giant ginger. This giant ginger lets us be big, and we'll spend our key there. And we are actually physically larger, which means we can physically jump higher. This guy's going to kill me. A little bit of a bomb stab. You can see that spike from earlier. We don't want that spike. And we're going to blow up this little water pile. We actually do need Arrow one more time here. Obviously, if you put a bomb on an ice block, it turns into water. And if you put a bomb on a water puddle, it turns into a cloud of vapor. I didn't make anything up. I'm the most honest man alive. Alright, so we are going to use Fluffy Ride here one more time. This is not a required part of the game, but what this is going to do is get us a level 3 rod. This is going to be the Holy Rod. So the most powerful rod of all, the largest and thickest rod, will do damage basically to every boss at the end. We will have a final boss rush. And I actually have quite a bit of magic today, which is great news for us. And we're through. Now this is going to be the second part where we spend our second key. We're supposed to get the level 3 heavy sword at this point, and use that. Come on, kill all those nerds. Oh god, this guy's gonna kill me. There we go. All right, we were able to bomb jump up there first try. Beautiful. And use that to get a key in order to get through there, but we don't have any interest in doing that, so we're just going to go right on through. We're going to save at this point just to be safe. Rank 7. Rank 7's about correctly. I see people in chat talking about Sega Saturn emulation. Sega Saturn emulation is unfortunately not very good, but yeah, Yaobase is fine, is what I use for testing. So we're out of keys, so we need to get some keys to beat this dungeon. And we will be continuing to abuse the fact that we can stand on bombs in order to get all the keys that we need. And there we go. Now, one more bomb jump here. You might think, there's no way you can make that jump. Well, we can stand on top of the fire, and everything's fine and normal. Yeah, the zombies are great. Everything's great in here. This game doesn't take itself too seriously, which is nice. Alright, so we're going to grab John Waters here. This is more or less just for safety. This is going to make... These soldiers coming up here are really, really fast. And she can freeze them. Although today I was able to get past them no problem. Beautiful. Right to this back room here where we're going to be able to... Oh, we should call the rod Rodney Dangerfield. That's a good idea, Priest. We're going to power up Rodney Dangerfield with the wind rod. I already have full resources. Excellent. Do another safety save. We're getting to the end here, so we want to be safe here for the marathon. I don't want to reset. They would be mad, I feel, if I reset my entire run. In fact, I don't think they'd let me. Woo! All right, we got down there. So the wind rod is going to do pretty much what you expect. You grab it, and then you can... No, I missed that jump. And then you can push things with the power of air. So you see that key up there. We're going to use the wind rod and push it right down. Great. So we're heading to the purple cube. Excuse me. Purple cube is the final cube that we need. We need it in order to actually get to the final boss. He won't let us into the tower otherwise. This guy is very fast. Basically, if you are here and you get hit by him and then you don't have a spirit with you to deal with him, he will just kill you. A rare appearance by Robert Plant. He's going to eat this key in the ground and dig it up for us. Thank you, Robert. That will be all, thank you. Let's see, we'll stop this thing. We still have 4 uses of our wind rod. You remember electricity is weak to sound, also weak to air. So we'll just push these sparks out of the way before bomb jumping over this thing. Perfect. We're entering the fight now where we would face the final like gauntlet for the purple cube. We're going to kind of cheese it just a little bit. So we're going to get the Rod of Purification and Felicia Rashade. And we see these little weird tentacle things. I don't know. For whatever reason, Felicia just one-shots them. There's 6 of them. Five and 6. Thank you, Felicia. And then there's a ghost, Rod of Purification. One-shot that. And then we pull out our dagger for the last 3 nerds. And what we want to do here, the important thing here is to avoid dying, basically. We don't want to spend our elixir. If we can avoid doing that, and it looks like we are able to with plenty of resources left. Beautiful. We can grab this purple cube and get out of here. Alright. That actually went really well. I have plenty of health left. I still have my elixir left. Having the elixir at this point is very, very important for the final boss rush. We're going to need to spend it on purpose a little bit later. We have no magic right now, though, so we are going to stop here and kind of refill on that as we switch weapons. Alright, we're through. So we have one key in our inventory. We need one more, which is thankfully right on our way. And how many bombs we got? We got 7 bombs. That's so many bombs. So we're going to go right to the final boss now. Not to the final boss, but we're coming up on the tower. And the tower is just a boss rush. We're going to face all of the minions of Agito, who's the big bad guy. This includes the minions that we've seen throughout the game. So we saw, Red Demon, the goofy Saturday morning cartoon-looking guy. We saw Darkness Willard, who we will have to fight as well. Myra, which is the most difficult and the one I'm most likely to die at. And then another one, which we did not see throughout the run because we kind of skipped that cutscene. But his name is Bludgeon. So I do want to mention, I did mention earlier that this game is known as the story of Thor 2. Thor does not make an appearance at all in this game. There's not even anything to do with Thor at all. So I just want to let you know that the final, the next boss we're going to be fight is known as Bludgeon. So maybe there's a hammer or something there. You can at least get your story of Thor. I don't know what's going on. All right. So we fluffy ride over here one last time. That's enough of Arrow for basically the rest of the game. We'll see her briefly at the very end. And we're going to come in here. Trick this guy into swinging to his right when we go left. Or the other way around. There's also prisoners from the village here, but we don't have time to rescue them. They're just stuck in here forever. Alright, we got all 3 cubes. She lets us right in. And so we're at the Tower of Agito. We are going to... So there's going to be a lot of boss fights here. In between each boss... How am I doing on time? I'm at an hour right now. Alright, we're going to play... my estimate is an hour 15, so we're going to play aggressive, and if we die, we'll just redo it. And I'll still be at estimate or under. Oh, we don't need a spirit anymore. So we're going to play aggressive. So in between each of these fights, we're going to have the opportunity to refill our resources and get an elixir in case we die. We are going to basically forego that every single time in the name of speed. This is going to be a little bit risky because obviously if we take too much damage like I'm taking there, like an idiot, it's not going to work out for us. So this first boss, his name's Bludgeon. He's going to obviously use a giant sword. And here we go. We are going to have to avoid getting hit by him. Basically, we can afford to get hit by him once. And we're just going to rot him to death here. Ah, that's our one hit. That's our second hit. Alright, so that's bad. Yep, okay, you hurt us a lot now. Alright, he's dead. We're still gonna... it's gonna be close, but we're still gonna go for it here. No, I gotta heal. I gotta heal a little bit. Stream stuck! No! Oh, refresh is good. Okay, everybody's with us? I can continue on? Alright, we'll give people a little bit of time to get back here. We are going to take a refill. Alright, we'll do a little bit more safety strats because people are getting back into the stream and come over here. Take the full health refill. Everything's fine. So not quite as aggressive as I would like, but we will still be aggressive. No, this is not world record pace. World record just not possible at this point. So this is Red Demon. He has an interesting property in that he can be stunned by the bubbles, which is great news for us, because otherwise he jumps around and attacks us and stuff, and we don't like that. Oh no! Alright, he's dead. Beautiful. Alright, everybody's refreshed. Everybody's refreshed. Everybody's still in this chat. We're going. We beat Red Demon. Let's go through. Alright, there's 2 bosses down. We got 2 more before we fight the final boss. So this is going to be Darkness Willard. And we are going to grab the Shadow Spirit right here. And we don't actually want the Shadow Spirit to fight the final boss. We're fighting an Egyptian Lich. Everybody knows the one thing that Egyptian Liches just cannot stand is sound. They hate loud noises. It's just common knowledge at this point. So we're going to come in here, and then before he even starts his dialogue, we are going to be damaging him to death. And so Brass is going to do the work here. And we are going to... Oh, so we didn't quite kill him there, but that's okay. Which one's the real one? It's always the last one. You know? So we'll finish him off there. It's actually good that we're at low health now. We need to have full resources for the next fight. So we're going to actually die on purpose here. Wasn't this game on the Genesis too? No, the first one in the series was on the Genesis. Beyond Oasis. This is the sequel that most people have not played. Alright, so we don't have any magic, so we're going to have to wait for a ghost to appear here. We're just trying to die. That's what we're trying to do right now. Well, we'll speed the process up a little bit. Alright, there's a ghost right there. Alright, we made it. Oh, God. Alright, we're going to have to go and do something fancy over here. These ghosts are really, really dangerous. They will kill us very, very quickly. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. Oh, I'm very mad. Alright, we're going to have to go back. Is this a Genesis one better? It's a toss-up. Alright, so we're dead. We are going to have to go back to the beginning of the gauntlet now. What we want to happen there is we want to have the ability to summon Brass. We summon Brass really quick. What are we at? 107? I can still be under 115. So we're back here. Nice death strats. Well played. Rip. Everybody get your F's in chat. That's fine. So the goal there was actually to use the elixir in order to refill my health and magic and then immediately go into the next fight. But because I didn't have any magic at the end of... it's basically all about the RNG for where the ghosts spawn and how many ghosts spawn around you. And unfortunately, we got some bad luck there. Is the Saturn actually affordable? They sell for billions nowadays. The Saturn itself is affordable. The games, the good games, are often not affordable. Ooh. Ah, you did that 3 times? Go away. He's gonna kill me. That's alright. Alright, we're gonna go nice and slow this time. So we got through Bludgeon yet again, for those who missed it. And next is Red Demon. Go away. So we grab Robert Plant here, and the only reason we need Robert Plant is so that we can summon the Water Spirit. We want to not have a spirit available to us at the first fight, because all it does is just drain our magic. We don't really need one for that first fight. So we want to conserve our magic here, and we will grab Dido. Isn't the Sega Saturn anti-piracy crappy? I have no comment, but yes. Yeah, it's just CDs. You do have to like do some work to get it to do it, but yeah, you can do that. And we are back to Red Demon. Oh, he split on us. Sometimes you can get him to not split, but most of the time he's going to split. Get him. Nope. One more hit. One more hit. One more hit. There he goes. Yeah, people like this is a common thing with the Saturn. Is it's just like people are not sure what to remember about the Saturn, other than, well, it definitely existed. It did come out before the Dreamcast. It was a direct competitor to the PlayStation and the N64. It didn't win the console wars. Why did not summon? There we go. No, it did not win the console wars. Alright, so we're going to grab the elixir here. The elixir here is just going to involve killing all of these zombies and ghosts. Now, in order to kill the zombies, it's, whatever. It's pretty easy to kill the zombies. The ghosts, however, are going to need a bit more of a special case. We're going to have to use the Rod of Purification to get rid of the ghosts permanently, and they are invisible. So we're just going to more or less spray and pray here. Low on health. If I die again, the run's over. Alright, everything's cool there. That should be it. Please just unlock. Thank you. Alright, we got an elixir. We're filling up on health. And on magic. And we're going to take out Dark Will yet again with the power of brass. Alright, so we got brass again. Going through here. Now, if we actually get... if we actually have brass fully leveled up, and this is what having that extra... the diamond from earlier where we get to level brass up really comes in handy. Because it just does so much extra damage. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's go through. Alright, so then the last fight before, so there's 2 boss fights left. One is going to be Myra. Myra's going to be the next one. Myra's going to be the tricky one too. It's either going to go really well or really poorly. So the first thing we have to do is we have to have Brass sacrifice himself. If you've played Beyond Oasis, you know that there is no Brass in that game. There's no Errol either. And so clearly something happens to them. And in this case, Brass is going to sacrifice himself and turn him into the level 3 knife. The level 3 dagger. Kill me. Come on. Beautiful. Alright, so this is perfect now. We died, we get our resources full, and we're through the door. So, in order to keep continuity with the story, which is very important, apparently. Alright, we needed to actually have a justification for why there are extra spirits in this game. And if we can get Myra in the corner just like this, then that's the end of her. She can't do anything. Mike fires is just going to stun lock her. Now Mike doesn't do that much damage to her, but we do. We do quite a lot of damage with this level 3 rod. So we're going to hit her every other time. Just get her facing another way. So Mike hits her, turns her one way, we hit her, turn her the other way. And then Mike wanders away sometimes because he doesn't want me to finish this run ever. Well, we're going to finish it. There we go. Alright, Myra's dead. So that fight went about as well as it could have, considering I died earlier. I'm still 113, so maybe not a minute, but like we're not going to be too much overtime here. Alright, save. This is the final boss, rank 11. That's about right. We will even get the safety elixir. World record in this game is a 105, which is by me. So I have played this game well in the past. I promise. No enemies to fight here, just the final boss. So grab that real quick. But yeah, this is a great game. If anybody does have a Saturn and wants to get into running it, Or even if you just want to start on an emulator, there are no emulated categories right now for this game. But honestly, if somebody wanted to run it, we could figure out an emulated category situation. This is an absolutely fantastic speed run. There's a lot of really tricky movement stuff, a lot of really dangerous fights. Yeah, and here we go. So we got Arrow with us. Arrow's going to sacrifice herself and make a magic circle for the final fight as we kind of start this boss fight here. I always fall down there. I don't know how to prevent that. Doesn't do any damage. Falling down the pits doesn't do any damage to us. Remember that. So now we don't have any spirits, but we do have full health, full magic. And we're just going to rod this guy to death. We're going to want to summon the fire spirit straight away. And it's not because the fire spirit does a particularly large amount of damage or anything. In fact, it's bad because he makes this thing have a fire shield. But for whatever reason, he lets us summon the water spirit basically immediately after we use the fire spirit on him. So we just want the healing. We want the constant healing. This is a bit of a chaotic fight. The reason we use the rod is not because it's the highest damage. The highest damage is going to be that level 3 knife. But with the knife, it's very, very difficult to get like hits off on him. Oh, he's got the water shield right now. We're going to throw a bomb at him to break that wide open. And we're just going to keep doing this. He will eventually try to unsummon our spirit, which is a pain for us, but not the end of the world ultimately. And in fact, there he goes. Alright, so just waiting over here. I just summoned the plant spirit, didn't I? Come on! Ooh, I'll take that. So that's going to be just a little bit of extra defense for me for free. Hit him. Are you kidding me? Summon the water spirit thing. He's not doing it. There it is. Alright, so we got the water spirit back. There we go. Couple more hits. Time is coming up. As soon as we kill this nerd. Alright, I have an elixir. I'm just going to go super aggro now. And by super aggro, I mean I'm going to die immediately. Everything's fine. That's why we get that elixir. Fall off the edge to reposition ourselves. 3 more hits. Oh my god, stop shooting the fire guys at me. 1 more hit. There, he's dead. Time! 1:18:09. Alright, so that's not too bad. Considering. And that is Legend of Oasis. So, it's a fun game. It's a really good speed game. Lots of sequence breaks, lots of little bit of small optimizations that you can make throughout the run. Yeah, Sega Saturn, very underrated console, underrated title. It's a 2D game for the Saturn, so that's good. If anybody's interested in running it, just let me know. You can contact me here on Twitch or on Discord or something. I'm all over the place. I'm easy to find. And yeah, thank you for watching. This has been a fantastic event to be a part of. Yeah, you guys should, you know what, give me a follow. I'm there at twitch.tv/walkingeye. And give all these runners a follow because they are working hard to put on this week-long retro game marathon for everyone. So I hope everybody had fun. I had a lot of fun running despite the deaths. I have done this game without dying before, believe it or not. It is possible. But 1:18, I apologize to the admins for being 3 minutes over. We can see the ending thing here. If I'm not getting kicked out immediately, the little ending cutscene. We got the 90s anime style stuff. We've rescued Myra. We still don't have a shirt. We don't need a shirt, though. Shirts are for suckers. We don't have the golden armlet anymore. Someday there's going to be Beyond Oasis, which is great because Beyond Oasis is a great game too. You can pick that up for the Genesis several years later. Oh man, the cat didn't even bother me the whole run. This is great. All right. And that's just about it. So, GG's everyone. I think we're going to cut over to the next run. What is the next run? I don't even know what's on the schedule. How do you do schedule? It was anime all along. Schedule. What's up next? I want to hype up the next one while these credits play. Hang on. We're going to hype up... Where am I? Rhapsody, a musical adventure on the PlayStation. That's a 3-hour run by the RPG chick. Oh, the RPG chick. That should be a really fun run. So stick around for that. Give her a follow. I'm sure it's going to be great. Hopefully all of the characters in her game are wearing shirts. And there are just as many, if not more, cubes. So once again, thank you all for watching. You can cut me now.